Assembly of Premier Boys State. I want to briefly explain what to do each night to open our assemblies. We'll begin with a presentation of the colors by the Premier Boys State Color Guard. This is a time-honored tradition where the American flag and the Boys State flag are brought in with respect and formality. It's a way we show honor to our country and the values it represents. Just before the color guard enters, everyone will be told to stand. If you're in uniform or wearing an American Legion or SAL cap, you may salute. That's what I will do. Everyone else will place your right hand over your heart as a sign of respect. Once the colors are posted, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance together. Then we'll remain standing for the national anthem. At Premier Boys State, we always sing the national anthem together as proud Americans. Then the invocation will be delivered. This is a short moment of reflection or prayer meant to set a thoughtful and respectful tone as we begin the evening. It's shared in a spirit of unity regardless of personal beliefs. Thank you all for your respect and attention as we open tonight's assembly. Gentlemen, at Boys State, when the colors of our nation and Boys State flag are being posted and retrieved, you will stand at attention and will remain quiet. You will place your hand over your heart as I and my fellow veterans and active military render a hand salute. Gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of colors, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Color guard, forward. Who?
invocation will be delivered by Anthony Capasso from Kennedy County and Oswego, Illinois.
Good evening. My name is Anthony Capasso, and I would like to start the assembly off with a prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Heavenly Father, we thank you for letting us be here this week at Boys State. We thank you for the blessings of freedom we have and the opportunity to learn of the principles and workings of our democracy today. Bestow upon us all the courage and clarity to lead and to make the most out of this experience. This we ask in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. In the name of the Son, and the Spirit.
We will now administer your oath of citizenship. This oath is a symbolic but meaningful part of Boys State. By taking it, each of you is formally stepping into your role as a citizen of this weeks-long democratic community. But it is larger than that, as you will be a citizen of Premier Boys State for the rest of your life. It's a commitment to take your responsibilities seriously, participate fully, and uphold the principles we'll be practicing together all week. To administer the oath, please welcome the 2024 Chief Justice of the Premier Boys State Supreme Court from Bloomington, Illinois, Austin Miller.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to be back here with you this year. It's my honor to administer the oath of citizenship to everyone. If you'd please stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm to preserve and protect the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois and the Constitution of Premier Boys State, and to perform to the best of my ability the duties and responsibilities of citizenship. So help me God. I declare each of you citizens of Premier Boys State. Congratulations and enjoy the
I would now like to ask Matt Creed to come up for citizenship, privileges, and responsibilities.
Gentlemen, citizens, come on, give your brother a high five. Citizens. That's all right here. You should be proud, and I expect you to walk around here all week and for the rest of your life. So let's take a moment to settle in on the word, reflect for a bit on this word citizen. It's a loaded word. You are now officially citizens of Premier Boys State. We are Premier. I think you're going to hear more about why we are Premier, and you're going to experience why we're Premier this week. But you are Premier citizen now, and you are already, as you walked into this room, a citizen of the United States of America. They go hand in glove. You are citizens, but what does that mean? It's a privilege and it's a responsibility. It's a package deal. You get the whole thing. It's like a king meal deal. Is that what they call it at Burger King? No, it's way better than that. That's heartburn in a box. This is part of the package that we often miss or take for granted. The privilege and responsibility, the package, the higher calling that citizenship is. I personally held a few different titles in life. I'm sure you have too, like maybe, hopefully you aspire to like captain of the sports team or the chess club, whatever it is. I've heard a couple of vulgar titles, and there's some other good ones like daddy. Special titles. All these titles are near and dear. But citizen is kind of unique. Indeed, my highest title I will ever hold is citizen of the kingdom of God, first and foremost. And our citizenship as Americans is a reflection of that citizenship. Because I'm a citizen of Champaign County, like you're going to be a citizen of your counties. There's 4 counties here. You need to start learning what those county names are, as well as your cities, as well as the state of Illinois, Premier Boy State, and of course, a citizen of the United States of America. All special. But what does it mean to you? Join with me as we consider the tale of 2 headstones, or so the story I call it. Most of you have seen in person or maybe on media the seemingly endless rows of headstones at veteran cemeteries. Oh, bingo! Everybody's seen some, throw your hand up there. Have you seen something like this in person? They're all the same uniform shape. And they're pretty small. If you ever gotten up close, there's not a lot of room on them. How do you sum up a lifetime in 20 words or acronyms or less? Imagine. How do you sum that up? Let's consider the first example of one in Arlington National Cemetery of one of my colleagues and friends, Adam Dickmeyer. Important context. Adam enlisted in the United States Army when he was your age. And he was also a citizen of North Carolina, Boys State. Before we served together, and then eventually he was killed in action in Afghanistan. Can any of you got good eyesight enough to see what is the first line of information below his name? His rank. It's the same uniform. The way it goes, the first line of information is their rank, that their highest rank achieved. The highest rank. So he died a staff sergeant. SSG stands for staff sergeant. That was the highest rank he achieved in the United States Army, and thus that is the highest importance that goes below his name. So gentlemen, what do you want on your tombstone? What is the highest rank that you intend to hold in this life? What are you going to have on that top line? About a half a mile away, this is really a unique place. About half a mile away in Arlington National Cemetery, there is a section in the United States Military Cemetery unlike any other in the world. Roughly just over 28,000 gravestones that they didn't serve the United States military. Okay, let's give you a little bit of context. The Civil War, the great Illinoisan president, Abraham Lincoln, penned what we call the Emancipation Proclamation. Hopefully you studied that in school. You know what that effectively freed slaves throughout the United States, including the South. Slaves were property, not citizens. But they were given new opportunity as newly minted citizens. And many of these new citizens took up residence and created enterprise in this fallow plantation in northern Virginia that would later become Arlington National Cemetery. So between the Civil War and the last person moved out in the year 1900, there's over 28,000 of these citizens that were buried there. But it's the same uniform shape. But they weren't in the United States military. So what's their highest rank? What do you think? We do the next one. What's their highest rank? Citizen is the highest rank that Betsy achieved. And I didn't meet Betsy. I might be old, but not quite that old, right? But historians are very clear. They chose. This was their desire, preference of what they wanted on their stone. Because they're no longer property. They achieved the rank of citizenship. Children were born there in that area, and some of those children were married there, including the rank of citizenship. That place is known as Freedmen's Village. Obviously, they're all gone now. Just the graves are still there. The highest rank. What was their highest title that they held? You catching on? This means a lot to me. I became a man at this fallow plantation, otherwise known now as Arlington National Cemetery. And Betsy and these others spoke to me, continue to speak to me, that they and their friends, they found something greater than I think a lot of us. We just sort of skip over. We miss the understanding of what a privilege it is to be citizen. It's the highest honor that they could bestow. It's the highest thing that they could have put on their stone. This is not a rank. This is an achievement. Is that what do you want on your tombstone? What is the highest rank you intend to hold in this life? In transparency, Betsy and Clan, they make me question about, is that what I want on my stone? Do I want my peltry military rank? Just realize a buck sergeant. It's the lowest ranking sergeant that you can get. Do I want that rank on my stone? No, I question if I can get the VA to give approval, if they would put citizenship, if they would put citizen on my stone. Why? Because Betsy and friends, they found treasure in the fields of freedom. A community. They found this sense of community as citizens, not property. They found purpose in serving others. They found their high calling in that title, citizen. Gentlemen, you were on the very precipice of your adult citizenship. That is a doorway. You are entering into this independent adult citizenship. How are you going to live it? What do you want as your title? So you now join 89 years of brothers that have come before you and in this room. We're going to have some competitions this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. All sorts of educational opportunities. And even in the midst of the competition, because who doesn't like a good basketball game? I want you to push back a little bit, right? But you're still brothers. And you get to just join a brotherhood stretching back 89 years. Think of Betsy and those who found their purpose. They found their place in this world under the umbrella of citizenship. Yes, you retain your individuality, but as a body of citizens, we become more a society. We become more as fellow citizens, looking out for the good of others before yourself. It grows much better, much bigger than what individuality all brought together can be. Yes, you are individuals, but we are greater together. Proclaim that citizenship, embody it, live it. So this week you're going to learn by doing. This is our phrase. We're not going to do it for you. You're going to build a government starting tonight. You're going to hear all about it from your counties this evening about how you're going to start. You're going to start campaigning for your cities tonight. Yes, it all begins now. This should be a lot of fun. Fun is mandatory. You're not allowed to sulk in your room. You must get out there and try something new. As a citizen of Premier Boy State, you are not allowed to sulk. You are only allowed to be empowered to become the greatest possible citizen you can be. So each one of you should fully embrace being a citizen of Premier Boy State. We desire to see you light up as a society. As each individual, we want you as a staff, we want you all to excel in everything that you do, starting here this week. Try something new. It's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to be okay. Because as other fellow citizens, we're going to accept you with grace. So if things get uncomfortable, it's okay. It's expected. And when things get uncomfortable for somebody else, you give them a round of applause. You encourage them along, because that's what we do as brothers, right? To be an empowered community of citizens serving the greater good of our society. Gentlemen, rise to the high calling. May you rise to the challenges of your generation. May you rise to be activated, empowered citizens of not just Premier Boys State and the state of Illinois, but as proud carriers of the torch of the United States of America, citizens.
Okay. Good evening again. You're a little more awake this time. That's good. You got you riled up. My name is Christopher Benigno. I am the chairman and executive director for American Legion Premier Boys State, as well as the president of the board of directors. On behalf of the board and the entire staff, I would like to welcome all of you to the 89th session of American Legion Premier Boys State. We started in 1935. That's over 90 years of service to our state's youth. Right now you're asking yourself, if this program has been around for over 90 years, why is this only the 89th session? Well, our Boys State program, as well as many others, had to cancel 3 times in history. Once during World War II, and for 2 years during the global pandemic. Congratulations on being chosen to attend this program. You have been recognized to be among the best students and citizens in your communities. In 1935, the very first mythical 51st state known as Boys State was started right here in Illinois, which is the reason it bears the title Premier. We were the first. All the other states followed. You are being offered a wonderful opportunity for the next 7 days. I hope that each of you will take full advantage of the numerous opportunities that are available to you during this week. Though you are attending the mythical 51st state in which you will be forming and governing, this will seemingly end next Friday, although the experience you gain and the friendships you make can be both very real and very long-lasting. While you are here, learn new things, make new friends, have fun, and do your best. But above all, get involved. Achieve something you didn't think you could. Do not fear failure, and instead embrace opportunity. Though it may sound cliche, what you get out of this week is entirely dependent on what you put into it. During this week, there will be updates posted on the Boys State website with information and pictures of the activities during the day. There will also be videos posted on our website highlighting some events like future General Assemblies. I encourage you all to let your family and friends know that they can check these out on the Boys State website at illinoisboysstate.org. This program could not take place without the efforts of dozens of volunteers, too many to recognize individually. However, we have with us today several of my fellow board members for the Boys State Corporation, and at this time I would ask them to stand and be recognized. Thank you for your attention, and have a great week. I would now like to introduce our Director of Counselors, Chuck Runyer.
Okay. I'm going to try to reduce the 40 pages of nonsense that I've written to give you this evening so that we can get out and have a shorter evening. 52 years ago, I found myself in the same place as you're finding stand before you now, much older, much, much older, and hopefully wiser. I am grateful for the opportunity I had to attend this camp over 5 decades ago. My family has devoted considerable time and effort to enhancing this camp's experience for future generations. My father contributed 50 years of service to the camp staff, and currently 2 of my sons and my brother are part of the staff. On behalf of the entire team, I extend a warm welcome to this session of American Legion, Illinois Premier Boys State. You have been selected to participate because you are among the most outstanding students and citizens in your communities. Congratulations on being chosen for Premier Boys State. Illinois Boys State holds its esteemed title because it was the first. And with your involvement, it will continue to uphold that title due to your excellence. You will be given a remarkable opportunity over the next 7 days, and I hope each of you will fully participate in the many activities available to you. The founders of Boys State thought that government could best be learned by doing. Your counselors will provide you more details throughout this evening and in the coming days, but you will be running that mythical 51st state in your cities and counties. You have been randomly assigned to one of 4 counties, and within those counties, one of 3 cities. The county names are as follows: Card County, Kennedy County, Card County after Harold Card, and Kennedy after Hayes Kennedy, 2 of the founders of Boys State. Geiger County is named after John Geiger, the first Boy State. He was the first Boy State citizen to serve as National Commander of the American Legion. Canancer County, named after Marty Canancer, the most recent Illinoisan to serve as National Commander of the American Legion. The 12 cities at Boys State are named after staff members who have served the citizens of Boys State for 50 or more years, or after certain past commanders of the American Legion Department of Illinois. Although the fictitious 51st state you will be forming and governing may conclude next Friday, the experiences that you gain and the friendships you forge can be both tangible and enduring. During your time here, I encourage you to learn new things, make new friends, enjoy the activities, and strive to excel. Above all, get involved. Achieve something you previously thought impossible. Do not fear failure. Instead, embrace the opportunities. While it may seem cliche, as Chris said, you get out of it what you put in. Throughout this week, live updates are on that Illinois Boys State website. Please have your friends and family find out what you're doing this week. Today you met your city councilors, and most of you briefly with your county and assistant county councilors in check-in. Boys State relies on these volunteers' dedication both this week and throughout the year. This week, counselors will act as mentors, teachers, coaches, and motivators. They come from diverse backgrounds, including law, farming, education, retirement, administration, and corporate and political roles. Again, there's no time to recognize all of them, so let me introduce your senior county counselors for this year. From Card County, Assistant County Counselor, Max Hurst. Max comes from Aurora, Illinois, and he lives in Washington, D.C. as a senior policy advisor advisor for a U.S. senator. Carr County Councilor is Greg Runyon. Greg lives in Springfield, Illinois. He's a roadway systems manager for the Illinois Department of Transportation. In Canatzer County, Assistant County Councilor Carter Corsello, who will be here tomorrow, is from Morris, Illinois. He's a retired Army logistics officer involved with local veterans groups and founded a County Veterans Legacy Center and Museum. I'll tell you what. Canatzer County, another Assistant County Councilor, Jonathan Nave. Jonathan is from Findlay, Illinois. He's a union carpenter for Von Elst Construction. Your county councilor is Derek Templeton from South Bend, Indiana. He's general manager at Flat Rock Grill, a restaurant and live music venue in Edwardsburg, Michigan, where he hosts local musicians and also puts on VIP concerts from artists such as Brantley Gilbert, Lee Bryce, and Trace Atkins. Geiger County. Geiger County, Assistant County Councilor is Jimmy Kellogg. Jimmy's from Chicago, Illinois, and he's a consultant in the healthcare industry for PricewaterhouseCoopers. County Councilor in Geiger is Chad Means. He's from Chad lives in Bourbonnais, Illinois. He's a training specialist at CSL and the current village clerk for Bourbonnais, Illinois. Kennedy County. Assistant County Councilor is Tyler Knowles. Tyler comes from Rantoul, Illinois. He's the Assistant Audio Director and faculty member at the Cranert Center for the Performing Arts at U of I. County Councilor is George Picaro. George comes to us from Joliet, Illinois. He's a U.S. Navy veteran, currently working as a process engineer in Naperville, Illinois, and he works out with me. And I think tomorrow's a leg day, but we seem to have some different communications on what a leg day is. So, last and certainly not least, our Director of Etiquette for the week is Mr. Jason Hill. Jason is from Alton, Illinois, and he is an attorney. I'll ask Jason to the podium now for his remarks.
Thank you, Chuck. That was wonderful. And fellas, just don't get it into your heads that you're going to see him upright all week. His natural state is the horizontal nab. Hey, you pulled an all-dayer today. We're proud of you. Very, 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 very proud. We got some housekeeping to do before I get into the spiel. Tony over at Health Services wanted to make a few remarks so that when something happens, you'll know where to go and how to do it. Handwriting is difficult to read. You'll grow up not ever knowing if you deserve love. But one day, you'll meet someone who loves you and you'll be able to accept yourself. Then once mistake encouragement for peer pressure. You make your own choices, but listen when being given positive reinforcement from your fellow citizens. We call that important and want to make certain that you do that because it is important, because you will have some experience with failure this week. Every last one of you. And gentlemen, that's okay, so long as you get up. And if you are not acquainted yet with failure, you're not taking enough risks. Do you understand? All right. Moving on. This is a golden marmoset. All right. Legionnaires. A few up here on stage and a lot of you outside in the audience. Gentlemen, they're not always going to be wearing their cap, but if you see an older gentleman or even someone that appears to have the bearing of a Legionnaire, the good thing about him is you already know his name. Do you understand what his name might be? Sir. There we go. All right. Now, for personal decorum, yes, for other Boy State staffers, you got to assume they're Legionnaires, okay, and act accordingly with them. Now, as far as yourselves go, as Matt Creepso eloquently enunciated, there will be no hazing, there will be no harassment, and it will not be tolerated in any way, shape, or form. As he mentioned, you are a brotherhood. Switching topics, there is a... Are you booing the woman? Rest assured, she has no interest in you whatsoever. She never will. She never will. Her idea of fun is not handing out ping pong paddles to 17-year-old dudes, drinking a dried sweat and corn dog farts for minimum wage. Leave her be. And believe me, if you attempt to slide into her DMs, you will get shredded.
to spend all of it each day, or it vanishes. So the odds are pretty good that you would spend each and every penny on yourself and those who you love. You may even give some money to people you don't know, those who are less fortunate. You know, after all, if it resets at midnight, can you spend it all every day? The loss is yours if you don't. It's called the First National. Well, what do you call it? Just another slide. Yeah. Okay. I'm going too fast. It is the First National Bank of Time. Gentlemen, you are given 86,400 seconds in each day. All right. Here we go. You've been robbed. You had 86,400, and somebody comes by and takes 10. You now have 86,390. What are you going to do? Do you spend your remaining 86,390 to get back the 10 that was stolen from you? Or do you remain happy with the fact that you still have that amount in the bank? The time bank issues you another 86,400 seconds per day for the rest of your life. So live in the present with an eye to the future. Invest today's seconds. Make them work for you so you can give from them the success, health, and happiness that I know gentlemen like you who are sitting in these seats, you deserve. But there's a catch. The time bank can close your account at any time, without notice, without warning. So starting tomorrow morning, you will have 475,200 seconds of Boys State remaining. And what are you going to do with those 475,200 seconds? Do not let fear, apprehension, disappointment, or other individuals steal your most valuable asset. And that asset, gentlemen, that asset is time. So, no? Do I have another one? Chuck didn't like that joke. That doesn't matter.
Okay, there's about 40 men who serve on the counseling staff, with at least 30 more volunteering their time to Boys State program in our administration and educational teams. This week, you'll meet many of these individuals during your classes, military activities, legislative sessions, sports events, contests, banking, or general headquarters. Still others help our program working remotely, grading on essays, orations, or help with our media and social network presence. Their service makes this week possible. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, I'd like to introduce our Director of Contests and Awards, Dan Lasella from Marshall, Illinois, a certified public accountant at BDO USA. He will explain what you might work towards this week. Dan?
citizens, there's that word again, citizens of Boise State. To incentivize your participation, we have a variety of contests and awards, which I have the good fortune of managing. During the week, each of you will have the opportunity to compete for 10 $2,000 college scholarships. In addition, many of you are eligible to apply for the $1,250 Samsung Scholarship, with the winner eligible to compete with other state winners for national scholarships of up to $20,000. If you began your Samsung Scholarship application prior to arriving, but have not finished it yet, you have until 11:59 p.m. tonight to hit the submit button, so tick-tock. With respect to the other 10 scholarships, you can find additional information on each of these awards in your citizenship manual, but let me summarize each very quickly. First, the Lincoln Speech Award is given to the best original speech on a topic relating to a phase in the life of Abraham Lincoln. This year's topic concerns 1861, that volatile first year of Mr. Lincoln's presidency. The winner will also deliver his speech at the Thursday night assembly. Second, named after the founder of Premier Boise State, the Hayes Kennedy Essay Award is given for the best original essay on a specific topic related to the United States Constitution or the Constitution of the State of Illinois. This year's topic has to do with division of powers between the federal government and the states. I look forward to hearing your perspectives on that topic. More information on this year's essay and speech contest can be found in the Boise State, or on the Boise State website and in your citizenship manual. Your counselors can also provide you additional information. Third, Jim Thompson, or Big Jim, as he was known to friends, was Illinois' longest-serving governor and friend of Boise State, making the trip to Charleston every year he was in office to address the citizens of Boise State. Upon his leaving office, Boise State created the James R. Thompson Governor's Award, now called the James R. Thompson Memorial Governor's Award. It is given annually to the young man elected governor of Boise State. Fourth, one of the 5 young men you elect as Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, Attorney General, State Treasurer, and Comptroller will receive the Paul Brown State Officer Award. This award is named after a longtime county councilor and 50-year staff member of Boise State. Fifth, one of the 6 men you have chosen is President of the Senate, Speaker of the House, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, the Federalist and Nationalist Party chairs, and the Regimental Commander of the Boise State Militia will receive the John Geiger Leadership Award. The award, again, is named after John Geiger, the first Boise State alum to serve as National Commander of the American Legion. Sixth, American Legion Post 673 in Huntley, Illinois, generously sponsored a $2,000 scholarship to be presented to an outstanding member of the Boise State Militia. Seventh and eighth, at the end of the week, we will select 2 model citizens, and they will be recipients of the Joseph McCraith and Keith Lucas Model Citizen Awards. Named after a longtime staff member of Boise State and Boise Nation, the Joseph McCraith Model Citizen Award is selected by a committee of staff members from candidates selected by the counselors of each county. Keith Lucas is a Boise State alum and staff member who was killed in a helicopter crash in Grenada in 1983. He was posthumously inducted into the ROTC Hall of Fame in 2021. The award bearing his name is awarded to a citizen selected by a committee of staff members from candidates selected by citizens of that county. Finally, 9th and 10th, 2 delegates will be selected to be your senators to Boise Nation in Washington, D.C. to be held later this summer. Each senator will also receive a $2,000 scholarship. The scholarships presented to the Boise State senators are named after Wayne Saxton and George Madden, each a 50-year member of the Boise State staff. There are a number of staff members who are past recipients of the above awards and past delegates to Boise Nation. I encourage each of you to read about these scholarship opportunities in your citizenship manual, and I hope that each of you will take advantage of the opportunity to compete for them. For you, Boise State comes at a transformational time in our state and nation. Our programming at Boise State has evolved to reflect the challenges and opportunities faced by every generation of leaders. In your cities and counties, you will tackle real-world issues that face municipal and county leaders throughout the state, from the use of a vacant city-owned parcel of land, to the migrant crisis, to a certain city trying to keep its NFL team. Totally hypothetical. While you decisively concluding on a course of action. Finally, as you may have learned by now, there is also a competition that takes place during the week known as the Model County Competition. In order to honor premier Boys State, winners will demonstrate the following traits: preparedness, respect, engagement, magnanimous, integrity, exemplary, and reliability. In addition, consideration is given to each of the contests and awards, and for each city and county's thoughtful consideration of the scenarios I just described. On Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, a flag will be awarded at the evening assembly to one county based on that day's activities. And finally, at the end of the week, on Friday morning, the overall model county for this year's session will be named. It is always fun to see the friendly competition that is the Model County Competition, and we expect that this year will be no exception. Again, congratulations to all of you for being part of Premier Boys State 2026. We have a wonderful week ahead of us. All of us on staff are here because we have a deep devotion to this country and a deep love for the program that is Premier Boys State. Our hope is, by the end of the week, each of you will share those emotions. I will now turn the mic over to Graham Peck, Director of Digital Media Productions at Boys State. Have a great week, everyone.
Gentlemen, a lot of my colleagues up here have shared ways that you can get involved and their encouragement to do so. Again, my name is Graham Peck. I'm the Director of Technology and Media here at Boys State, and I echo those comments and encourage you to get involved. One of the opportunities is the Boys State News Network, or BSNN for short, and other media production work that we do. That's one of the other ways that you can get involved. Each afternoon between Monday and Thursday, we'll be meeting in Clem Hall, and we have an introductory meeting tomorrow. So please see that time on your schedule tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in Clem 3135 for each of those 5 afternoons. You don't have to come each day. You can come and be involved anytime that you want. And you can also participate in any and all of the other activities because we're during all of the afternoon blocks. We're going to have a very brief introductory message welcoming you all to Boys State from last year's governor, Josh Coifman.
Hello, Boys State. I'm your 88th governor, Josh Coifman. This was recorded a year ago, so I know what all of you are feeling there right now. You're sitting there, you're like, what did I just sign myself up for? What is going to happen the next week? I too was sitting in your seat a year ago, like, what is Boys State? I have no idea what to expect. But my best advice to you, you're going to hear it a million times today, is to get involved. It's truly, you're going to get out of it what you put in. You want to go hoop around all day, you're going to have a great basketball team. You want to run for governor and you truly put your heart to it, you're going to make it happen. So when you're sitting here in a week, the position that I am right now, this camp's going to go by quickly. But when you're sitting here in a week and you ask yourself, did I really leave it all out there? Do I have any regrets going home? Let me remind you, give it all out there at the start. Don't blow by these first few days because one of you soon is going to be sitting here in my position as the 89th governor. And I'm be honored to pass the torch off to you. I know all of you are going to do great. Have fun, meet new people from all over the world. No one knows who you are here. You've got a brand new start, a new slate to build who you truly want to be. So make this week the most memorable for yourself.
Chicago, Illinois, and Kennedy County to give the benediction. Please rise.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Ocean Brink. Tonight I will be delivering the benediction. May the love of God draw us together. The peace of Christ make us one. And the fellowship of the Spirit strengthen us in every good work. Amen.
Remain standing, please. colors of our nation.
Color guard, forward. Huh.
Color guard.
You may be seated.